Okay, time to put some more in my little paint tray. Pouring from the back side. I'm being careful. I've got my cardboard under there. Makes it a little easier once about a gallon gets out. Okay. Now I clean off that edge because I don't want that to dry on there, do I? And I can clean the bucket edge off because I don't want that side to skin up, or else I'm going to lose all this extra material inside my bucket. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I'll put my lid back on. But once it at the end of the day, I'll clean off that. I'll scrape off this edge. Be careful not to get any in there, because I want that top and around the edge to be all nice and clean. So when I put this back on, it's got the rubber around there. It'll nicely seal that. Right now, I'm just going to let it set like that, because I might have to get back in there before the end of the day. All right, let's get up there and I'll show you how I put this second coat on. Okay, I'm all set up, and see, I've already done the top 3 steps. I put a second coat on there. Doesn't that look good? I made sure I went up underneath that trim, made sure I went up underneath each step as I went, got everything nice, and now I'm down to this 4th step, and I'm trying to situate you so I don't have to move the camera around. Okay, I'm going to try to just get it on this one step like that. Okay, now before I do this step, I'm going to get underneath. See, I haven't painted this one yet, and so before I do that, I'm going to go underneath, and that's why I've got my my knee pad way down so I can reach, so I can see under there. I want to saturate that, and look at that. I got some on the stucco. Well, like I said, I've got some stucco paint, and when I get done, I'll hit that on the stucco, and it'll look really good when I get done. Okay, so all I'm concentrating on now is getting underneath there and getting a nice second coat under there. Even though nobody can see it, are you going to leave it? I hope not, because when the water comes down, it has a tendency to go sideways, especially when there's snow on these steps. And I don't want that inside edge to ever crack out or anything. And so the more the merrier, so to speak, underneath here. Okay. And if I get some on the stucco, I get some on the stucco. But I want to get a nice full second coat under there. Now I can go back and kind of double check that. Now I can go over this, and I'm just using my 2-inch, and I'm just sliding it on there. If I was using a 3-inch, I could, but I can do it just almost as quick with the 2 on this. And as I pick it up out of the pan, I just have a whole lot on my paintbrush. I don't have to put this part on with a roller. I can just put it on with my paintbrush. That kind of business. Go back over it. And I got a nice coat on there, making sure I hit the top edge of that a little bit. And just do the best you can. You know, if you get any little bumps along the way, if you want to clean those up later when that dries, you can take a little putty knife and whack them off, or what have you. Okay. Now I can come back. I can do this next bit. And see, a paint roller's really not going to help me much right just yet, right? If I was, see, I just take it and scoop some out, and it holds on my paintbrush, and I just put it on there, and now I can go scoop it, put it on. I can scoop up some more, twizzle, put on some more up down there, go along there. Gotta get yourself a knee brace, a knee pad. If you don't, you'll know what I'm talking about. Once you get going for a while, you'll think, oh, that's why he uses a knee pad. Yeah, your knees are gonna feel it after a while. I've had this thing forever. This little knee pad I've got. It was a vinyl knee pad covering over the foam or whatever, and it started falling apart. I ended up putting duct tape on it to keep using it. See? Look at that. Works good. Okay. Now, could I use a 3-inch? Yeah. I could use a 3-inch. Could I use a mini roller at this point? Yeah, I could. A little 4-inch mini roller, this kind here. Okay. Or this cover's pretty tight. It's an old one. I've got another one that you could get this kind and put a 4-inch. You can get a 4-inch cover or a 5.5, 6.5 inch cover like this. See, it's got a bigger hole. It won't fit on this one. And I could put that on there. I could use that. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't really think it's gonna put it on much better than what I'm doing with my 2-inch, and I'll show you. I'm gonna do this whole step with my 2-inch throwaway paintbrush. Okay. I'm gonna get you over here, and I can just scoop some up there, and then I'm just using my paintbrush as a paddle, so to speak, to kind of slide this stuff around. It's kind of like cake batter, like I was telling you. And you'll know how much you can put on at any one go. And see, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time here. And see, on these stair treads, other than the top two that I've already done, remember, I'm going to end up pouring some on later. So do I care if there's any marks in this? No, I don't. But there's not going to be many marks anyways. Plus when that dries, it has a tendency to want to relax. Okay, get that little edge off of there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I can just dip in here, twizzle that, put it on. I'm just showing you, if you just have a little paintbrush and that's all you got, you don't want to do it any other way because you're not quite sure when you're going to use a mini roller or something. You don't want to buy the materials, the tools for that. Could you do it with just this? Well, I'm showing you how. And see, I've got to dip back and forth with my 2-inch. If I were using my my paint roller, I'd have to go back and forth with that and then still use my 2-inch brush to get on the inside corners and up underneath here and along there without the paint roller dripping on me and getting all messy all over the place. So I'm thinking I only have 5 more steps after this. So the roller business really isn't saving me much time per se. Okay. But if you want me to show you, there, I make sure I clean this edge off. Look at that. And then I'm gonna, before I do that edge, before I do this edge, I'll get underneath it now. I mean, I can do this first if I want, and then if I do and get underneath after, then I just have to kind of clean off that edge. It makes it a little tricky to get your head under there, but if you go down on the next step down, you'll find it's a little bit easier to get under there. Right? Boy, making a mess of that stucco over there. But I have full confidence that my paint is going to cover this roofing material. When I get done, I don't want to just go like this and think, oh, I'll get it all. If you don't get your eyes down there all the way, I'm sure you're going to miss some, because it's easy. It's easy to miss. Okay? You don't get your eyeballs right down where you're working. You'll see all kinds of stuff. Oh man, hey, there's a gap down there. I didn't even caulk that first. You should have caulked that. You can get the caulking gun down there. It's kind of tricky, but you can do it. Okay. So now jump back and get the dribbles, the dribblers. Okay. Now I can just slap that up there. A 2-inch throwaway paintbrush will do it. Will certainly do it. See, I'm just using the paintbrush sideways. You don't have to hold it like a regular paintbrush. You know, easier to put it on like how I'm doing it for this. Okay, there we go. Stand back, look at it, wipe off that top edge all the way along there. I don't get a little buildup of that. And then I do my next riser. Down there. Go. I'm in the shade because the sun's on the other side of the house, and it's kind of tricky to see where you've started and where you've stopped and what you've done, what you haven't done, but you'll get the hang of it. light touch. I'm painting it on and trying to leave as much of the thickness as I can. You don't want to put it on too thin like regular paint, you know, if you can help it. Okay, I can put it on and kind of push it over with the tip, and then come back. Okay. I just put it on there, you know. Cake it on, twist it on there, and here I go. If I think I need a little bit more, I get it a little bit more. Try to get my lines out of there as best I can. Okay. Light touch on that. Boom, got that. Okay, let's do one more little step area here. If I wasn't making a video, I'd be slapping this stuff on pretty much the same way. Okay. I can grab some of my paintbrush and just slide it around. Trying to put this on at an angle for where that edge of that cloth was, remember? It was pretty good from before anyways. Now I don't have to be 100% perfect on this coat, because remember, I'm gonna pour it on there on the next go around. I still want to get from here over this way as good as I can without many ridges and stuff. And this is my second coat over everything. And remember, I have cloth underneath here because these were glulam bean header material that they use for the stair treads. I don't know why they did that. You should have seen this. It was just awful. When we moved in, I was trying to fix them and it wasn't working and stuff. And because it's glulam bean, meaning a 2x4 standing on edge, inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half by 3.5 inches tall, and it's just, they just separate over time. Don't use those for stairs. If you got to use wood, use 4x12, preferably 4x12 select number 1, not number 2 or better. You can get that. You could get some cracks in there, and I tried to get the best I could at the store, and even then, if you've been watching the videos, you would have seen that I still got cracks in them, even from being brand new. It was the best they had. Okay, so I've got a full coat on there. I can't get it any thicker than that if I had put it on with the roller. You see what I'm saying? So what's the point? But yeah, if you want, you can. You just have to be careful as you're rolling it on there so the paint roller doesn't splatter all over the place, because it will. Trust me, it'll splatter on your walls, on your pants, everywhere. Okay. All right. Here we go. Make sure I've got it off this edge. Man, I forgot I was supposed to show you how to use the how to put it on with the paint roller, but hey, you get the idea. Okay, 2 inch, inch and 3 inch. Here's a 6 inch, or they've got roller covers 4 inches like that with this type. Okay, you get a 6-inch or a 4-inch will fit on here. Okay, and see, this used to be a 3/4 inch nap roller. It's an old one, and it would be ideal for here if I wanted to use it. And this is a 4-inch mini roller, weenie roller. It fits on like that, and then you have to get the right ones. They have 6-inch roller frame for the 6-inch if you want. I guess you could put a 6-inch cover on a 4-inch frame, but I don't normally do that. And that cracked me up. As for that, when I first got this, I found this, and I was looking for a 6-inch too, and they didn't have one. I'm like, oh brother. And then I started reading the thing, and it's like, oh, you just put this on this same frame, 4-inch or a 6.5-inch roller cover on that, because this is nice and stiff. It'll still span that far, and it works out fine. Okay, so different ways you can put this stuff on. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. See, even if I was gonna put it on with the roller at this point, I'd still have to clean up the edge on the riser on the inside corner up against the walls and on the outside edge of here. So my 2.5 inch for this, I've only got this many stairs left, you know, 3, 4 more stairs, and I'm done. So I'm gonna keep using what I got.